So today is Valentine's Day, and for a lot of you, it's upsetting. It's not a happy day. It's those of you going through separation and divorce, the last thing you probably feel like doing is celebrating love. But we're going to tell you how to make the day a little bit easier and talk about making some new traditions, both for yourself and for your family. And to help you understand that you don't need a partner to celebrate Valentine's Day. If you have friends, you can celebrate Valentine's Day, or maybe you just want to spoil yourself.
Valentine's Day. I like that. I've never actually heard of that. That's great. So, Valentine's Day is obviously a hallmark holiday, and a lot of people take it to heart and they expect gifts and to be showered with love and all that stuff. And that's all wonderful. But I think that it's important to strive for every day to be a special day. But when you're dealing with separation and divorce, and it's a very difficult situation for you, and everyone is advertising their love around you, and you're feeling like social media is posting all of these beautiful couples, and it's just really difficult. I think that one really important thing to focus on is how you can love yourself better, how you can do things for yourself to build yourself up. There's way too many people who believe that happiness comes from their partner, and they don't focus enough on what they can do to make themselves happy.
The reality is to depend on somebody else for your happiness, it's always going to be a failure, and it's a big burden for another person to carry. You have to show up happy and full. So depending on somebody to fix those missing pieces or give you the things that you don't have, the relationship, the future relationship can never work out. So if you are single this Valentine's Day, something that you can do, or a few things that you can do for yourself, is take care of you. So what does that look like? Well, firstly, if you love flowers, why do you have to have somebody send you flowers? Stop by a grocery store, stop by a florist, and buy yourself the prettiest bouquet that you see. Treat yourself well. If you love chocolate, Valentine's Day is a great excuse to stuff your face with chocolate. Buy yourself those chocolate hearts. Why not? If you have children, make a new tradition where, as a family, you celebrate Valentine's Day. So create little gift bags or gift baskets, much like families do for Easter, of heart themes or whatever, and make it a tradition so that your children enjoy Valentine's Day. Maybe bake a heart-shaped cake together, maybe make a heart-themed meal. With my own children, and I was separate, well, actually I was divorced with very young children. I used to find these tortellinis, I still see that you can still buy them, that were in the shape of hearts. And then I would make the vegetables and cut it in the shape of hearts. I would bake a cake and cookies, and the kids would help me and we would decorate. So making these new traditions post separation can be very positive for both you and your kids.
I agree. One of the traditions that I used to do with my kids is I would cut out these little hearts out of paper and I would write things on them like, I love that you are kind. I love that you are fun. I love that you are honest. And I would stick them on their doors. So they'd come home from either school or they'd wake up in the morning and they'd see all these hearts on their doors. And honestly, I was going through my daughter's closet the other day. We were cleaning, and one of her memory boxes, because she keeps all these memory things, was filled with these hearts that I made with things that I loved about her. And I just think it's an important thing to do to let children realize what you love about them, instead of thinking that Valentine's Day or any other day is about finding someone who's going to be your love. It's important to self love and to self care, not only on Valentine's Day, but all the time. Self care is just so critical, not only for future partners, but more importantly, for yourself and for your children to see that you're the best version of yourself.
I love that. I love what you did. When it's not commercial, it's free and it creates these beautiful memories for your kids. And as you can see, your daughter, she loves it because she's saving all of these hearts.
Yeah, yeah, it was
I
sweet.
think that's great. So, what are ways that people can take care of themselves and be good to themselves?
Oh, you're asking me. Well, there's lots of different ways. I mean, for me, a big thing is, and I mean, everyone will have their own individual things that they can do for themselves that will make them feel good. But personally, I always feel better after I exercise, and I love dance. So any type of dancing makes me feel good. The adrenaline's going. I feel healthier after. Drinking a lot of water, it always makes me feel good. I love having conversations with my mom and just having that time to connect and feel, that we have that established. I love being able to just meet up with a friend or have some fun times planned with my kids and maybe even like a movie night or making fun snacks or anything that is working on things in a very non um, uh, commercial way, just something that's just
Hmm.
simplistic and things that you could do every day that you don't need to create a big budget for, things that you don't need to pre-plan so much that it's going to be almost impossible to do, just things that in every day of your life you can incorporate.
Definitely. And I do love the idea of doing things that are not commercial and that do not cost a ton of money, because the reality is as well, when people are going through separation and divorce, it's not a cheap process. People are spending money, so it's nice to be able to have some things to make you happy, to make your children happy, whether it's Valentine's Day or any day of the year. That self-care is so important.
Hmm.
And it's, people will always say, well, I don't have time for self-care. But really, how long does it take after the kids are in bed to draw a nice bubble bath and light a candle, or watch your favorite TV show, or listen to your favorite music? Just being kind to yourself is so important.
Absolutely. And another thing that I've heard more recently that people do to feel better is they listen to positive podcasts. I haven't done it myself, but I've heard there's fabulous podcasts out there that really are empowering and uplifting, and that's definitely something to look into if you like that type of thing.
For sure. There are a lot of really good podcasts. And they're, especially with traffic now, if you're commuting or driving kids, it's a great
Yeah.
time to
Yeah.
listen to some podcasts. So, for the people that are sad today, because it is Valentine's Day, um, if you really find that you're in a rut, don't be afraid to ask for help. I think that's very important. This is a hard time. Um, Especially with all the commercialism out there, where, and seeing all people on social media, as you said, that appear to be so happy. Even though social media, people are only going to put out what they want people to think. Typically, somebody's not going to put out, I have a miserable life, I'm having a horrible day. You don't see a lot of that.
Yeah.
So just understand that you never know what's going on behind closed doors. Comparison is also the thief of joy. And if you're really struggling, please get some help. There are some excellent therapists that can help, you know, um, you with looking at your life from a different perspective and how to improve your life and how to get into that happy place again. And coaching, a coach, a divorce coach or separation coach, can really be helpful with how are you going to create the best life for you moving forward.
Mm, absolutely. And on that note, I'll just say the last thing that is near and dear to me is I believe the key to happiness is gratitude. We all have something to be grateful for, and recognizing that and even saying it out loud or writing it down is so helpful to remind yourself that even though things could be tough or may be tough, there's always something to be grateful for.
Correct. There's always usually more than one thing to be grateful for. And something else that I've always found, somebody once said to me, when you think life is difficult and you're sitting wallowing in your troubles and your sorrows, know that everybody has hard times and hard things. Nobody's living life unscathed. So if you actually knew what other people were going through, you might actually say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to keep my garbage. I got people can be going through a lot worse.
Yep, it's true. So from Jen and
And
I, Happy Valentine's Day for yourself, to your children, to basically yourself. Just really dive deep into what it is that you're grateful for and what you can do to care for yourself.
And until next time, I'm Jennifer Barkin.
And I'm Jennifer Donison.